rise and give some credit. Okay, so we'll go ahead and call the meeting to order. Mr. Bernhardt, do you have any adjustments to the agenda?
I do. We are going to add 7A, consideration of middle high school book costs. 7B, middle high school program presentation by Mr. Yoel. And 7C, middle school consideration of middle school laptop purchase.
Okay. And now for recognition of Students of the Month.
Okay, this month from Central Elementary, our student of the month is Esther Callahan. Is she here today? Okay, well, let's see. Esther is, I can read the whole thing if you don't mind. I'll read it because she may be watching on our YouTube channel, and I know that'll be exciting for her. Esther will be representing the school at the school board meeting. Mrs. Miner wrote the following about Esther. Esther is a responsible kindergarten student. She uses class time wisely and neatly completes her work in a timely manner. Esther is involved in the classroom and enjoys participating. She follows classroom rules and expectations. She is polite, honest, and trustworthy individual. Esther is polite to students and staff at Central Elementary. She listens to the speaker and has a positive attitude toward others and learning. She always keeps her hands and feet to herself. Esther is a joy to have in class. I enjoy her interest and determination when it comes to learning. Thanks. So we want to congratulate Esther for being the South Putnam Central Elementary School Student of the Month. And if you're a kindergarten student, you know about keeping your hands and feet to yourself. The South Putnam Student of the Month at Fillmore Elementary is Samuel Culberston. Is Samuel here?
I'm going to try and make it, but I don't think they're here.
Okay, well, I will read here that Samuel Culberston will represent Fillmore Elementary as our Student of the Month. Samuel embodies what it means to be a good student and classmate. He works extremely hard to master topics that don't always come easily to him. He isn't afraid to ask questions and communicates when he needs help. Samuel is flexible and works hard for his classroom and Title I teachers. Samuel sets a good example for others in the classroom as he is always taking it upon himself to help tidy up, sharpen pencils, and straighten up the bookshelf. I am thankful to have Samuel in my classroom and here as a Fillmore Cardinal. It did not say what grade he was in, you know?
Kindergarten.
In kindergarten, okay. Well, we want to congratulate Samuel for being Fillmore Student of the Month. South Putnam Middle School. The student is Drew Gardner. Is Drew here? Come on up, Drew. Mr. Laney wrote this, and it says, I nominate Drew Gardner. Drew is one of those students you can count on to always be prepared, organized, turn in great work, and help other students at the same time. She is wonderful to have in class. Drew is on the 7th grade girls basketball team. Her interests include photography, animals, horseback riding, and fashion. So we want to congratulate Drew for being the South Putnam Middle School Student of the Month. Congratulations. And the South Putnam High School Student of the Month is Drew Hill. Is Drew? Yeah, come on up, Drew. This says, Drew Hill will be our high school student of the month. He was nominated by Mrs. Leah Henry. Drew Hill has begun second semester with an intention to do his best work. He didn't let e-learning be an excuse for not working hard or learning at his best. Drew asked questions, got his work done on time, and has really impressed me. He is translating his really good work ethic on the basketball court into the classroom, and I'm really proud of him. And that was written by Mrs. Hendry. So we want to congratulate Drew for being the South Putnam High School Student of the Month. Congratulations. We're really proud of these students at all the grade levels. They do a great job representing our schools, and I want to especially thank parents and extended families for what you do for these students to be successful, because we all know that it has to be there at home for them to do their best at school. And so thank you, families, extended families, and keep up the good work. At this time, we're going to go ahead with the remainder of our board meeting. We would love for you to stay and watch the meeting, but we also know it's a school night. Weather's not great. So if you choose to go ahead and head home, please feel free to do so now. And we'll continue with our...
Samuel.
Is that Samuel?
Yes.
Well...
He fell asleep on the way here, sorry.
That is all right. Hey, Samuel, can I ask you to come up here a minute? Samuel, you were chosen as Student of the Month and at Fillmore Elementary. And I have a certificate for you. And there's an article here that I just read before you came in to everyone. And if you watch the YouTube channel, when you get home, you can see all of that.
Mr. Bernhardt, you're welcome to read it. In that way,
If you don't mind.
All right, well, I'll do that. Come on over here, Samuel. Just stand right here, buddy. Okay? This says, Samuel Cleverston will represent Fillmore Elementary as our Student of the Month. Samuel embodies what it means to be a good student and classmate. He works extremely hard to master topics that don't always come easily to him. He isn't afraid to ask questions and communicate when he needs help. Samuel is flexible and works hard for his classroom and Title I teachers. Samuel sets a good example for others in the classroom, as he always taken it upon himself to help tidy up, sharpen pencils, and straighten out the bookshelf. I'm thankful to have Samuel in my classroom and here as a Fillmore Cardinal. So I want to congratulate Samuel for being the Fillmore Elementary Student of the Month. Congratulations. Glad you made it, buddy. So I was just saying, we'd love to have you stay, but if you feel like you need to get home, school night, please feel free to leave. And everyone be safe traveling home.
Oh, no. Congratulations, Drew.
That's pretty good. You walk in the door, you get your certificate, and you get your...
Thank you for doing that, because I know he's life of his day.
Oh, no
there,
problem. Yeah. We're proud of all of them.
Next up is the consideration of approval of minutes of the regular meeting of January the 13th, finance meeting of January 13th, and the executive session of January 13th, 2021.
Move to approve.
Anthony made the motion, Wes seconded, all in favor? Opposed? Now, consideration of the approval of claims.
Okay, in your packet, your financial packet, you have claims 29,612 through 29,734, and you also have the January payroll claims.
29692.
How old is that truck?
Okay.
692. Yeah, that was the gray pickup truck. They did some repairs on it to keep it running.
And gray would be, I mean, is that an older truck? Is that a?
Yeah, the green one was the oldest one, I think, and we got rid of that. And I'm sorry?
What did they do to it?
2008 Ford F-250 3/4 ton. Exhaust manifold left, exhaust manifold right, exhaust manifold mounting kit, Napa 55-gallon SW20, $26 oil, vehicle extended life gold. Okay, 50/50 pre-diluted antifreeze, manifold gaskets, refrigerant, cargo light bulbs, and mini lamps. Labor was $2,085 and parts were $624.
Just out of curiosity, does it give how many miles is on that vehicle?
81,857.
Wouldn't you think that our
That's the reason we kept it, because it didn't have as many miles.
mechanic should be able to do some of that work?
I don't know. He's a diesel mechanic, but
I mean, we can.
I don't know that I
my
can
shop is
speculate.
why,
if
I
he
mean,
could
we're
or
not
to be
mechanics,
honest
but
with you.
Anthony won't mention it, but the water bill went down for 2 months in a row.
29712, was that just one radio or that's base unit or?
Yeah, it was the base unit. They had to have the company come out and work on it.
I'm looking at the fund balances. When will the operations fund, are we waiting on taxes to get that balance back up? When will we get that balance back up?
We received our taxes in December,
Okay.
and then it'll go up as we transfer money from ed to operations throughout the 6 months, and then the big payment will be again in June, before the end of the 6-month period.
Make a motion to approve claims 29612 through 29734, all payroll 18 and 122.
I will second that, but I have a question. On the general funds, I noticed there's a Reelsville building fund.
That's the proceeds from when we sold Reelsville. We put that in a separate fund so you could keep track of it if you decide you wanted to do something with it special.
Wes made the motion, second the motion, all in favor?
If I may, Craig, I would like to see the transportation director come in at the next board meeting. We've seen an awful lot of tow bills and expenses.
Okay?
I would like to have those explained.
Sure, we'll do that.
Up next, consideration of the personnel report.
Okay, on our personnel report, resignations include classified employees, Margina Almond, Fillmore custodian, Victoria Craddock, middle high school instructional assistant, Lindsay Sprinkle, central food service. On maternity leave, we have one classified, Christy Cox, food service at Fillmore. New hires, classified, Casey Rossick, middle high school instructional assistant, Darcy May, central food service. And then on ECAs, we have DC Cook, middle school wrestling, Antonio Hernandez, middle school wrestling, Anna Kendall, middle school swimming, Lane Hacker, varsity wrestling, Sam Williams, varsity wrestling, and Christopher Scott, assistant softball coach.
Move to approve.
Second.
Wes made the motion to approve, Holly seconded, all in favor? Next up, the consideration of the cancellation of outstanding checks.
Okay, we have a list of checks. They are all from the high school that are 2 years or more old and were never cashed. And so by State Board of Accounts requirements, they have to be canceled as outstanding checks by the board. We just need a motion to do that.
How many checks did you say?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 that are 2 years old or more.
Ollie made the motion, Wes seconded. All in favor? Passed unanimously. Now 7A.
Okay, you have a list of books and that we have not had presented to you for approval of the costs in middle and high school. And so I have a list of about 18 pages of individual books and what each one of them costs. And for the record, we just need you to approve the costs of them so that next time we're audited, they have a record of that.
And this is nothing new or
Nothing new.
dumping on anybody.
No,
It's just
I hadn't brought it to you in the past, and it's an individual book. There's not a standard tech book rental cost because every student, depending on what class they take, it's different. So we just give you the entire list of books and what they cost, and so I'm just sending that now to you for approval so that we have it in the minutes when they audit us.
Just to be clear, students and parents have already been billed and paid.
Oh, yeah. Yes, it doesn't have anything to do with that. It's just that so that we have it in the record that the board approved the book, individual book prices.
Anthony made the motion, Lisa seconded. All in favor? Passed unanimously. Next up, middle high school program presentation by Mr. Yole.
Well, thank you very much. Couple things pretty excited about in the at the middle school, high school. I will start with the middle school first. Pretty excited. I've applied for a chapter membership in the National Junior Honor Society. Most high schools have a National Honor Society. And the National Junior Honor Society is an option for middle schools, and so we applied for that, and we received that 2 weeks ago. So pretty excited about that. And then we will be hosting our induction ceremony for our middle school kiddos February 23rd at 6. And so pretty excited about that. Our high school National Honor Society kids will be there, kind of helping them out in the ropes. You know what that first one, because they do the cool candle ceremony thing, and it seems like Dead Poet Society a little bit to me when we do it, but it's pretty cool. So really excited. Just want to recognize our middle school kids that are achieving at a high academic level, and encourage them to continue working on. Mrs. Perrin is our National Honor Society sponsor and kind of agreed to, I'll take that on too. And Mrs. Gardner is going to be kind of taking the lead on that. As far as the induction ceremony, and kids have to do service hours just like the National Honor Society level, and maintain a certain GPA and all those things. So really excited about that for those kids. The second thing is that South Putnam was invited to be in the 9th cohort of the what's called the AP Tip-In program. So it's the AP Teacher Investment Program through the state of Indiana. Through a partnership with the University of Notre Dame. And so it'll be the 9th cohort starting this summer. We're one of 5 schools in the state of Indiana to be selected for that. Really excited about it. Our teachers, it's math, science, and English, will be paid to go to the AP Summer Institute this summer. All their expenses paid, put up in hotels if they need to be, based on, how far they are from the event, things like that. Really cool. Our teachers can actually get paid based on their kids' performance on AP tests, and then the kids can actually get paid based on their performance on AP tests. So really excited about that and partnering. We had a application process. Our teachers had to do a Zoom interview with the folks from Notre Dame. Then our administrators had to do a Zoom interview with the folks from Notre Dame, and we had to share a lot of data. Mr. Love is kind of taking the charge on that and leading that, and then they help us to set goals for growth as in terms of just sheer numbers, and then also in terms of like average scores, numbers of threes, numbers of fours, numbers of fives, and so pretty excited as we work towards that. In that, we're going to hopefully be offering two additional AP courses. In our county, anyways, I think we're probably at the top or right there with probably maybe leading as far as the number of AP courses we have. And so really excited, but we're going to offer probably two additional ones this next school year. And so really excited about that, to be one of only 5 in the state getting the partnership, and obviously with a school like Notre Dame, they've got content specialists that'll work with our teachers, and our teachers will receive professional development from them, totally free to us. So just really excited about the opportunity and the good that it's going to do for our teachers and kids. It's a 2-year program that you're in, and so looking forward to it. Really cool.
Do they hold virtual if they don't hold a group?
Yeah, right now they're live. They're scheduled to be live for AP Summer Institute. Yep, down in Indy. And they, it's going to happen because it's funded through Lilly and things like that. So they'll go virtual if they need.
Do you know how many teachers are going, or which teachers are going?
The program is math, science, and English only, and so all 3 science teachers will go because all 3 of my high school science teachers offer an AP course. Then Mrs. Perrin will be our English teacher that teaches our AP Lang and AP Lit, and then in the math department. Right now, it depends. It depends on when it happens or if an Italy trip moves. For example, if one of my teachers can go or not. She's scheduled to go to Italy, and so I told her yes, go to Italy. It's kind of a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. But then one of our courses that we're hoping to offer this next year is AP Stats, and so Mrs. Vi would be teaching that course, and she'd be participating in AP Tippin. And then we're looking at offering AP Computer Science Principles as well, which is under that math department. It's interesting because some people put it under the science sometimes, some people put it under math sometimes, but for the AP Tippin program, they put it under math, and so Mrs. Cassida, we're working on that right now to see what it looks like to offer that course. So yeah, so definitely 6, maybe 7. So, yeah. So which is, it's obviously that's a huge cost that we don't have to come up with. Our teachers don't have to pay individually and things like that. So thank you.
Great.
Okay, 7C, consideration of the middle school Chromebooks.
Okay, this is the 4th year for our rotation on laptops for the middle school. Tammy from 5 Star, our tech director, is working with West Central, currently Education Service Center, on replacement of the laptops with a new order. We replace them every 4-year cycle, and West Central Service Center does the statewide bids on the computers. They have lists of different ones that are available that we don't have to do bidding on because the Service Center does it for us as part of their services. And so at this time, my recommendation to you would be that you approve, because time's of the essence. Everybody in the country are purchasing laptops for next year, and there's always a lead-in time. So I would recommend that you approve the purchase of the appropriate number of middle school laptops to match the student enrollment, which is what we always do, and limit that to not more than $350 per unit.
That does include the bag as well with that 350. Okay. Holly made the motion. Wes seconded. All in favor? Passed unanimously. Now superintendent's report.
Okay, I have 3 items to mention tonight. First of all, February 1st was the second ADM count, the daily enrollment count, if you will. And the one that was done on that date serves as the funding mechanism for January of 21 through June 30th of 21. The second half. The count that we took in September at the fall ADM count, that served to fund the schools for the 6-month period of July 1st through December 1st. And so 2 or 3 months into it, we find out how much funding we're going to get for that 6-month period retroactively. So this one in February, January through June, and the numbers, we have to reconcile with the state that someone in the state hasn't claimed a student that we're claiming. And then there's a process that you go through to determine, okay, where was that student enrolled at? They say it was there, you say it's here. And I've been into some arguments with other schools through the state, not really arguments, but trying to work through whose student is whose on that day and so forth. But once we get everything reconciled shortly, in just a matter of days here, it appears that we're going to be right on the number that we had in the fall, which was 1044. And so maybe give or take 1 or 2 students either way. Looks like that we've held level, which is a good thing, obviously, because we aren't going to lose funding by losing students this second half of the year. Anytime you can stay level, that's a positive thing. And typically, it'll vary a few one way or the other. And of course, the fall count is, if you're going to have much change, it usually comes in the fall. But we've been able to keep the same number, maybe not the same students, but at least about the same number as what we had in the fall. So that's a very positive thing. And then the second item that I want to mention is that, as you know, President's Day is this coming Monday on the 15th, and that is a day off. There is no e-learning. There'll be no e-learning, no school on President's Day. So that's built into our calendar. And then the last thing I want to mention, actually, it's at the high school. I saw a note that the high school's winter homecoming is Saturday the 20th. And so we'll welcome alumni back to South Putnam for the winter homecoming, similar to what we did in the fall when they had the homecoming at that time. So we look forward to seeing alumni come visit us at that time. And that's all that I have to report.
Do you have any community comments?
Just like to recognize all the success that our academic programs, I know that I think the ethics bowl in the high school placed well. I don't know, like second, third, I mean, they placed well within what they did, so that's a great thing. And then of course our been very lucky with our athletics. We had the basketball team, the girls basketball team did very, very well, and then the swimming program we had success with boys and girls, I think. So I think that was pretty successful. And then we have a couple wrestlers maybe that also went up to level. So I think academically and athletically our kids are doing very, very well. And I hope the community, I think the community then recognizes that they're doing well.
Great. Thank you, Jill.
How has our Edmentum enrollment compare second semester to first semester? Did we, not to put anyone on the spot?
We'll talk to about the middle school anymore.
Yeah, we had about 25 students 25 to 28 students at the beginning of the year within the first couple weeks. We're down to 6 right now. Throughout the semester, we just found that some students really felt that they were more successful in the classroom, and or their family circumstances changed health-wise where they were able to get back into the classroom, and we encourage that. We feel like being in the classroom is the best choice when possible for families and students. So yeah, we're down to 6 students at the middle school level.
And they're down in the elementaries, I know also, but I don't have the information on exactly how many there were.
And we just had 2 at Fillmore.
Yeah, it's not 2, is it?
I think so. I think we just had 2.
At Fillmore. And Fillmore, Central had, I want to say 10 or 11 maybe, something like that. So they're all down, which is a good thing. Like Tana said, we want them in school.
So the trend was pretty much kind of what we predicted, or
Yes.
anticipated, I should say.
Yeah, that's right.
Anything else? We have a motion for adjournment.
Make a motion to adjourn.
Second, Wes. Sorry. Wes motion, second Anthony. All in favor?
Aye.
Thanks everybody for coming in. Appreciate it.
Sorry, Terry, the postal service is catching on.
I got a squiggle.
That's kind of my black.
One out of 6 or 8, they'll do that on mine, but most of them don't.
I will kill our recording at this time.
Judging by the number of pieces of tape on here, I think this was cycled several times.